Hello everyone, welcome to our video tutorial this week. Thank you for always liking our video tutorials. Thank you for commenting on our video tutorials. Thank you for sharing our video tutorials with people who are in need of these videos everywhere. And thank you also for subscribing to our YouTube channel. This week we'll still continue discussing our audio. And what we are discussing today are the attributes of sound. Attributes of sound. Let's go. Now, today I'll be talking about 4 different attributes, 5 different attributes of sound. Number 1 is picking. Number 1 is picking. Picking. Picking is the ability of your sound to be reaching the desired volume without much ambience or clipping. Picking is the ability of your sound to be reaching the desired volume without much ambience or clipping. Now, when you are making your sound and you are getting your sound at the highest volume required without the audio blasting or without too much of ambience interfering into the audio, that is when your sound has a good peak. Your sound has a good peak. You can discover this if you are working with sound equipment with waveform. You know, there are waves that is formed when sound is being made. When the wave is very high, when the wave is high and is not reaching the top bar of the frame, that is when your sound is peaking and is not clipping. Now, another attribute of sound which you need to take notes when you are working as a sound recordist is clipping. Clipping is the ability of your sound getting to the maximum volume beyond the desired volume. Clipping is the ability of your sound getting above the desired maximum volume. Clipping is the ability of your sound getting above the maximum volume required. Now, when you are making your sound and your sound is getting above the maximum volume desired, then the sound becomes to clip. And when sound begins to clip, what happens is that some people used to say your sound is reaching the red bar. When your sound is hitting the red bar, that is when your sound is clipping. This is a bad way of making audio. This is a bad way of making sound. When your sound is hitting the red bar, then every sound, every wave that is touching the highest, the maximum level of the waveform will be blasting. Then the audio, the sound, whatever is being made at that particular time when the sound is clipping will not be heard audibly. So you need to take note of your sound. Anytime you are making sound, always watch your waveform of your sound. Watch the level of your sound that is not actually hitting the red bar. As long as your sound is hitting the red bar, then the sound you are making is clipping, and then the formation of that wave will be with interference, which will make it not to be audible to the audience. Number 3 attribute of sound is humming. Humming is a process whereby the sound is giving a hum sound underneath whatever audio that is being produced. This happens when the cable you are using is faulty. It can also happen when your connection is not firm. When your connection is not firm and when the audio cable is faulty or when the audio cable is too long, then you can experience what is called humming. Humming will be the strange sound of like underneath the audio that is being produced normally. This humming is also another bad way of making sound. This is the resistance that happens in the audio cable when the audio cable is being stressed. So when you stress the audio cable, for example, let's say you fold the cable in a wrong way, or you did not allow the cable to have free movement of electrons inside the cable, definitely you will have humming in your sound. And this is what you should avoid when you are working as a sound recordist. Yes, another attribute of sound is sibilance and popping. Sibilance and popping. Sibilance and popping happens when the microphone is too close to the sound source. When the microphone is too close to the sound source. So your sound source can be the mouth of the subject, can be the mouth of the talent. Your sound source can be anything, can be your sound source. When the microphone is too close to the sound source, sibilance and popping can happen. You know, if it is Foley you are producing, your sound source can be any element. And if it is dialogue, your sound source can be the talent. Now, sibilance happens when the sound source is pronouncing letter S. And popping happens when the sound source is pronouncing letter P. Now, you know in alphabet, there are some letters that has strong resonance when it comes to sound. Example is letter S, letter P, letter B, letter T. Some of these letters, they have very strong resonance when it comes to pronunciation. Now, and their resonance can clip by the time you are pronouncing them in any production. If you want to avoid them giving you sibilance or popping while you are recording on set, you need to get your microphone a little bit away from them. Because when the microphone is too close to the sound source, you will have the tendency of having sibilance and popping, most especially when the sound source is pronouncing letter S, letter P, letter T, or letter B. All these letters can give you sibilance or popping. Now, another attribute of sound is echo. And you know that echo happens when the sound source is in a vacuum, in a place, in an empty place, in an empty room that is not padded with absorbent. Definitely, when a sound is produced, the sound will go to hit the wall of the studio and then come as echo back to the sound source. And when this sound is hitting different surfaces to come back, then it produces what is called echo. When echo happens and you want to avoid echo, what you need to do is to create padded foams all around the place where you know your sound is going to hit. Like as I'm talking right now, if there is a wall right in front of me, automatically if this place is an empty place, the wall right in front of me is going to send back the audio that I'm producing as echo to me. Now, and if you want to avoid that, all I need to do is to create a foam pad right in front of me. Instead of the wall sending back the audio to me, then the absorbent, which is the foam pad, will be absorbing the sound that is supposed to come back to me. Another attribute you need to understand about sound is volume and gain. I want to differentiate between volume and gain for you. Volume of an audio is the maximum or the minimum audible strength of that audio. Volume of an audio is the maximum or the minimum audible strength of that sound. There is the strength of audibility of an audio, and this is what is referred to as volume. This is totally different from gain. Gain is the ability of your sound equipment to improve the audibility of your sound when the volume is not high. The ability of your sound equipment to improve the audibility of your sound when the volume is not high. You are making a sound and obviously the volume is not high and you are pushing up the gain. What you are doing simply is you are increasing everything that is being captured by the microphone around. And gain should be used sparingly, just like the way you use it in camera. Gain in audio also should be used sparingly. Instead of pushing up gain to increase both the ambience, both the extra noises around, and as well as the volume that you need for the production itself, why don't you work on the volume of your audio. When you check your audio device, audio recording device, audio capture device, when you check them, they have volume. Most especially when you are working with lavalier microphones, most lavalier microphone has gain level, they have volume level, and they have gain level. Most time, it is very, very good when you are working with any microphone to work on a low gain of the microphone and work on high volume of the microphone. It is always very better because you will help yourself to bring down too much of ambience all around your audio. And then you will help yourself to get the audibility of the sound that is necessary for the movie. Thank you for watching our video tutorial this week. God bless you.